The other thing is, and this gets blown by a lot, is if you have a property that is, for the most part, triple net, but picks up some CAM charges, really look at what those CAM charges are. Is it clear? And not just is it clear in the lease, but when you get the CAM invoice every year, are you going to be able to tie what it is that you're supposed to be paying to the invoice? Maybe you request an invoice. Hey, what do the invoices look like when you send us these CAM charges? That's not a weird request. They should just have that. Oh yeah, here's what that looks like. That way you can check if you're actually being charged what you agreed to be charged. And this is not like, people don't get up to stuff necessarily and do this. It just creeps. And all of a sudden it's the third iteration of the owner at the shopping center, and they just do it their way. And someone in your AP gets this thing and they don't question it. And the next thing you know, you're paying $10,000, $12,000, $20,000 more in CAM charges than you should have been. And now when it's time to check, it's kind of hard because it didn't exactly line up. So there's three things off the top of my head. I'll shut up and let you guys add something. I'm sure you guys see this all the time. I'm curious what you think.
Oh, yeah, I think obviously going through those contracts in detail with someone like you is worth its weight in gold. I can't tell you how many clients we look at as we start working with them, where we're reviewing their contracts and their legal documents that are in place, and you either find yourself in a how do we get out of this situation and prepare the business to be able to catch its highest value if we're going to sell, or it's in a position to continue through the next generation if that's our plan. But having this done on the front end precludes a ton of heartburn as you start looking at what the end goal of your franchise is. I think some key components that we look at in terms of succession are, the extensions on the leases are critically important, because if you look at families who have an estate distribution plan that says, I want my operating company to go over here because these kids are involved in the business, and I want the real estate to go over here because they're not, but it's okay. The real estate doesn't require active management. You essentially position the next generation at odds with each other, because one is looking at how do I keep the rent low and maximize my EBITDA. The other one's saying, well, I've got this real estate. How do I maximize the revenue I want from it?